Hello, this is your almighty Lord Devon J. Kaiba 6. Anyways, yes, this is going to be a panel to the history of Final Fantasy VII. And this is only going to cover Final Fantasy VII. And two, if you disagree with what I say, you can post a video response. I welcome it. And two, and if you don't like this video, I refrain from you from watching. Okay. With all that to do, let's talk about Final Fantasy VII and the timelines. Okay. And how the games fit in. The games would be the first Final Fantasy VII game. Well, not official release-wise, but story-wise, yes. And the reason why is, before Crisis, I don't know much about it, but because I own the game, I own every other Final Fantasy VII game besides Before Crisis, but it's Before Crisis Core. We played as the... let me adjust myself. You played with the viewpoints of the Turks, where you play as the Turks. Only game you play as the Turks. But anyways, as your main characters. But anyways, like it has the old Turks with Veldot as the leader of the Turks, and it goes. I don't know how much. You probably have to go look up Before Crisis or play it, but I just know for sure that's the first one. And you know, you meet characters like Vincent Valentine and all them, and you know, but it's the very first of the Final Fantasy VII games. I don't know much about that, but it's the first one. Now let's talk about one of my favorite ones. Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core. You can see the back. See, the back says it all. You know how the swords pass down from Angeal to Zack to Cloud. Angeal, Zack, Cloud gets. This is the sword that Cloud gets at the end of the game, which in this game you start out as Zack when he's soldier operative. He's the rookie soldier operative Zack. You start out as the rookie version, and then after you get to Angeal, you know, Angeal only wants to make Zack stronger, so you have to fight Angeal in the final fight, and it kills Angeal, but Angeal passes the sword to Zack. But basically your characters in Crisis Core were Zack, Angeal, Genesis, and Sephiroth. Basically. And there's some special characters in here like Yuffie. You know, you'll meet some. And Before Crisis, you meet more of the original Final Fantasy VII characters like Barret, Cid, Red 13, Yuffie. This one you just meet just the main characters. You meet Tifa in this one, Aeris. Aeris is Zack's girlfriend in this, which is why Cloud was told to go say hi to her after he died. And that's the second part of this is the second part of the timeline. Basically, think of this as a sequel to Before Crisis, because there's a Before Crisis and then there's Crisis 4, the Crisis that made Final Fantasy VII. And then after you get through that, you fight Genesis. You beat him. Vice and Nero come to pick up Genesis's body so they can bring him back to life. That's a whole, you know, that's going to get into Dirge of Cerberus later. But I would rather talk about more Crisis Core. Zack died. Basically, put it even Zack, after you finish all Zack's adventures, he dies. And if you don't want spoiler alerts, please don't. I advise you don't watch this video if you don't like spoiler alerts, but Zack dies. Soldier betrays him after running away from Hojo's experiment, so they just kill him off the spot. And then Cloud gets this sword, and then here we go. This is where everyone's. Let's play some Final Fantasy music, shall we? Hold up. Final Fantasy VII music for this one. This one's a good one. This is the one you grew up with. Let's see. Yeah. The Genova theme. Okay. Yeah. Or is it up later? Okay, here it goes. everyone's favorite, Final Fantasy VII. Now, I don't know before Crisis, but I know in Crisis Core it don't show where Cloud joins Avalanche, but the last scene of Crisis Core shows Cloud being on the train, which is the very first level for this game, where you're Cloud and you jump off a train. Basically, the opening for this is the ending of this. You end with this and get with this. Ending becomes opening. You already know. And Final Fantasy VII Cloud, Cloud Strife, the new Buster Swords wielder. Becomes joins Avalanche, joins up with a lot of people, finds Red 13, Kate Sith, Yuffie, Vincent Valentine, which is an optional character, which becomes another protagonist in the, not gonna spoil it until I get to there, but, and then this one you face Sephiroth. Yes, because Sephiroth was supposedly dead in Crisis Core, but really, if you really think about it, Sephiroth really didn't die. That's why he carries on to this game. When you first meet him in the Nibelheim Mansion, I don't know if it was Nibelheim Mansion or it was something like that, besides the flashback where you could play as Sephiroth. But, yeah. And then, Sephiroth gets regenerated from the black materia. Then they have to go really fight him, the Adventure of 7. They gather up all the heroes, all the Avalanche members. They fight against the forces of Shinra. Then after that, third disc, they fight Genova and Sephiroth, which finishes up the Genova War, which, everyone knows about this. Everybody grew up with this, so you know much about 7. The original 7. After 7, this ends, but this opens up for, here it goes, the movie. There it is. After this ends, after this game ends, it shows Red 13 going on in the mountains, and it opens up with Red 13 going on the mountains. By the way, you're gonna get shocked. This is things you didn't know. That Sephiroth's not really in this. It's Kadaj turns into Sephiroth, but it's not the real Sephiroth from 7. Because the real Sephiroth from 7 had the black materia. And if you disagree, go ahead, comment there. But he did fight Sephiroth, but it's actually Cloud's memory of Sephiroth. The real one died in original 7. But of course they had to make Sephiroth the antagonist, because everybody loves Sephiroth, so they made him the villain on this again. And then Cloud kicks his ass and just moves on. Yeah, and of course I know everybody is gonna know about Avid Children, so I don't have to go to explain. Now I will say a fact about Dirge Cerberus. They were not gonna make Dirge Cerberus, but because they made Avid Children, Square Enix was nice enough to the fangirls and fanboys who love Vincent Valentine that they're gonna make him the next protagonist and the last of Final Fantasy. Well, when you bring out the last, let's play some Dirge Cerberus music, shall we? Let's play Gok's score to the, Japanese pop star Gok's score to this game. Alright. The last of the whole Final Fantasy VII trilogy. This is what ends it right here. This is my favorite game of all time. Dirge Cerberus. Never got produced on the Xbox, only PlayStation copies. This completes the Final Fantasy VII thing. If you want to complete 7, I advise getting this. This is actually the Final Fantasy game they never had with roleplay. This was like a first-person shooter with a free roam. Basically, take Devil May Cry, fuse with Final Fantasy, fuse with Call of Duty, and then you get this. Dirge Cerberus. This is the saga that ended all, where Vincent Valentine's the main character. Cloud's in there, but he helps Vincent later on in the game. Now, basically, you start as Vincent Valentine, and one of Shinra's executives makes the guy who got fired and kicked out of Shinra. But Shinra's executive, Reed, hires Vincent Valentine to the WRO which is a force against Deep Ground and all them people. Yeah, it gets Deep Ground and Shinra. Yeah, basically Shinra's undercover unit that Vice and Nero started in Crisis Core with the help of Genesis. Basically, Vice becomes the villain of this. They changed it up. It's not Sephiroth anymore, it's Vice. And Vincent Valentine has to go stop Vice, and with the first person shooter frame realm, you'll enjoy this game if you're not in the role plays. This is if you're not in the role plays and you want to play a Final Fantasy game, get this. But anyways, beyond this ends the whole saga. Vincent Valentine turns into chaos, defeats Vice and Omega, spoils his plan, and this game is what ends the saga. And also, I got the code book, which gave me the diagram of the timeline to show you that I wasn't lying about this. This is what actually happened. See? I wanted to make this a poster in my room, but there's no frames for this that I can find. Here is the timeline. You get this timeline from purchasing this book. I got this for $1 on Amazon. If you really want to get into Final Fantasy VII and don't feel like playing roleplay, get Dirge Service, because you know that. And it shows you the timeline without playing 7. Also, if you go on special features on Avid Children, you can actually watch all the cutscenes they took out from 7 to get to the main event. But this game is the one that ends it all. This game right here, Dirge Cerberus. And if you disagree with me, go ahead, post a video response, comment, like, whatever you want to do. That's my knowledge to Final Fantasy VII. So if you think you know a lot about Final Fantasy VII, I challenge you all to play all these games. And if you can't get Before Crisis, don't worry, they're going to release it on a 3DS, or at least that's what rumor says. And that's to all the know-it-all who thinks they know Final Fantasy VII. Play all the games. Enough said. This is it.